You know him as one of Hollywood's biggest action stars, a martial arts legend who owned the silver screen with a tough guy persona and a life lived right in the spotlight. But while Steven Seagal was building a global brand, a completely different story was unfolding far from the flashbulbs. What happened to the daughter he had with 80s icon Kelly LeBrock, the one who vanished after their chaotic Hollywood divorce, hidden away on a quiet ranch? You might think you know the story of a celebrity kid, but you don't know this one. Today, she's not just Steven Seagal's daughter. She's a successful plus-size model and a fierce fighter in her own right, determined to build a legacy that is entirely her own. This is the story of how Arissa LeBrock stepped out of her father's massive shadow and created her own spotlight. It's a journey of resilience, grit, radical self-acceptance that will challenge everything you think you know about growing up Hollywood. To really get Arissa's story, we have to rewind to the late 1980s. Her parents were a true Hollywood power couple. Steven Seagal was the unstoppable action hero, an Aikido master whose movies like Above the Law and Hard to Kill were making him a household name. He was quiet, intense, and brutally efficient on screen. And then there was Kelly LeBrock, the absolute quintessence of an 80s icon. After starting her modeling career at just 16, she became a movie star, famous for playing the perfect woman in classics like The Woman in Red and Weird Science. They met on the set of Hard to Kill, and their chemistry was obvious. They married in 1987, and from the outside it looked like a perfect Hollywood love story. They had 3 children, Annalisa, Dominic, and their youngest, Arissa, born in 1993. Arissa was born directly into a world of fame and privilege. With a global action star for a father and a celebrated model for a mother, red carpets and media attention were the backdrop to her earliest years. It was a life most people could only dream of. But behind that glamorous facade, the marriage began to crumble. By 1994, the dream was over when Kelly LeBrock filed for divorce. Citing irreconcilable differences, their split wasn't quiet, it was explosive. It's becoming tabloid fodder that turned a private family crisis into a public spectacle. For the children caught in the middle, especially a toddler Arissa, the fallout would change everything. The dazzling world of Hollywood was about to be replaced by something completely different, thanks to a mother determined to protect her kids from the very world that made her a star. As the dust settled from the divorce, Kelly LeBrock made a choice that stunned the entertainment world. She walked away. She decided to leave Hollywood entirely, explaining in later interviews that the environment had become ugly. Her main motivation, however, was her children. She was fiercely protective and wanted to shield them from the negative aspects of the divorce and the toxic celebrity culture. She famously said, "I could always go back to a career, but I could never go back to my children." So, LeBrock moved her 3 kids, including young Arissa, to a ranch in California's Santa Ynez Valley. This wasn't just a move, it was a total reality shift. The glitz of LA was swapped for the rugged, quiet life of the country. For much of their childhood, Kelly raised her children far from the limelight, in a home where media exposure was intentionally limited. She didn't want them to see the tabloids' version of their family's story. Life on the ranch was about mucking out stables and being outdoors, a world away from Hollywood parties. It was a radical act of protection. This upbringing profoundly shaped Arissa. In a 2024 interview with Bold Journey, she gave her mother immense credit for her resilience. Saying, "Kelly was the #1 person always reminding me to never give up and keep pushing no matter what." While this secluded life was a shield, it also created a strange dynamic. Arissa grew up knowing her parents were world famous, but she was living a life totally detached from that fame. This duality would fuel her desire to forge an identity that was completely her own, built with a grit and determination you can only learn in the wild. When Arissa finally decided to step into the working world, she was determined to do it without leaning on her famous name. Her mother had instilled a powerful work ethic in her and insisted she finish school before even thinking about a career in the spotlight. Arissa later admitted that while it was hard to understand at the time, she now sees the wisdom in it. As soon as she graduated, she moved to Los Angeles to pursue modeling, but she wasn't handed a golden ticket. True to her independent spirit, Arissa was adamant about making it on her own. She wanted people to see her, not just her parents' legacy. While driving all over LA to casting calls, she supported herself by working as a waitress. It was a humbling and crucial experience that she believes taught her valuable lessons. This period wasn't easy. In a 2019 interview with Voyagele, she confessed that her biggest challenge was staying focused on her career. Sometimes letting life and relationships get in the way. But looking back, she sees those struggles as necessary. "I think now, looking back, that it all happened for a reason," she reflected. "I had to go through each lesson in order to understand and learn what I really wanted." By her mid-20s, she felt more ready than ever, equipped with a resilience born from her unique upbringing and her choice to start from the ground up. She wasn't just Steven Seagal's daughter trying to model. She was Arissa LeBrock, a woman who had waited tables and hustled for auditions, building her own foundation one brick at a time. Arissa LeBrock didn't just step into the modeling world. She kicked the door down, challenging its oldest rules. While her mother had been a supermodel of the 80s, Arissa carved out her own niche, becoming a powerful voice for a new generation. She didn't fit the industry's traditional, ultra-thin mold, so instead of changing herself, she decided to help change the standard. Arissa proudly entered the industry as a plus-size model. A major moment in her early career came in 2014, when she landed the cover of Plus Model magazine, a significant statement in the fashion world at the time. It was more than just a cover shoot. It was a declaration. She began championing the idea that beauty comes in all sizes. Her journey was put on a national stage in 2017 when she and her mother starred in the Lifetime series Growing Up Supermodel. The show followed the children of famous models, and Arissa immediately stood out as the only plus-size model in the cast. On the show, viewers saw her struggles and triumphs up close. It highlighted the pressure she faced, not only being compared to her supermodel mom, but also fighting for respect in an often exclusionary industry. The series gave Arissa a platform to speak openly about embracing her curves and her desire to be judged on her own merits. Her presence was groundbreaking, bringing conversations about body diversity to a primetime audience. From there, her career gained more momentum. She walked in New York Fashion Week and landed campaigns with plus-size brands like Ashley Stewart. Each job was proof that she was building a career completely separate from her parents' legacies. The body positivity movement had found a powerful and authentic champion. She was proving that your very existence could be a protest against outdated norms, and in doing so, she was becoming more than just a model, she was becoming an inspiration. Arissa's story is a powerful reminder that the path to self-discovery is rarely easy, but always worth it. If her journey of resilience is inspiring you, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments which part of her story resonates with you the most. Your support helps us bring you more of these incredible stories. Now, back to how Arissa took her fighting spirit from metaphorical to literal. While Arissa was making waves on the runway, another side of her was taking shape, one that connected to her father's legacy, but on her own terms. She stepped off the fashion sets and onto the mats of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. This wasn't just a hobby. It was a deep-seated passion that gave her a new way to express her strength and discipline. In an environment where your last name means nothing, Arissa found a refuge. On the mat, all that mattered was skill and dedication. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, an art based on leverage and technique, became a perfect metaphor for her life, learning how to turn the pressure of her legacy into a source of personal power. With the charisma of a model and the toughness of a martial artist, the world of professional wrestling came calling. In December 2019, Arissa took a huge leap, attending a notoriously grueling tryout at the WWE Performance Center. This wasn't a photo op. It was a crucible designed to push elite athletes to their limits. Her BJJ background made her a legitimate contender. But then, disaster struck. She suffered a major injury during a high-stakes training drill, and her momentum came to a screeching halt. The path to a WWE contract seemed to vanish, and her wrestling dream appeared over before it began. She disappeared from the scene, but her story was far from over. Instead of giving up, she found a new mentor in wrestling legend Dustin Rhodes, who invited her to train at his Rhodes Wrestling Academy in Texas. She embraced the gritty, old-school grind, rebuilding her body and confidence. Finally, in March 2023, Arissa LeBrock made her official in-ring debut at a student showcase. She had transformed from an injured prospect into a formidable pro wrestler, proving that a setback is just a setup for a comeback. Arissa LeBrock's ambition goes far beyond a single career. While modeling and wrestling are the main pillars of her public persona, her drive to create has led her down several other paths. She isn't content to be known for just one thing. She's building a multifaceted brand that is all her own. Arissa has also dabbled in acting, appearing on Growing Up Supermodel and in a few short films. While it's still early, it shows her comfort in front of the camera and her willingness to explore different corners of the entertainment world. More recently, she's channeled her creativity into entrepreneurship. In her 2024 Bold Journey interview, Arissa revealed she launched a small merchandise brand called Club Clit. She described it as a fun doodle she drew to empower the female body while mixing in her love for music and vinyl records. She even took a screen printing course to bring her designs to life herself, showing her hands-on approach. These pursuits paint the picture of a woman who is always evolving. As she told Voya Chalet, "Modeling is something I enjoy. It's my career, it's my dream, but I have so many other interests and talents. When she's not working, she's singing, cooking, and creating art. This blend of passions shows that her ultimate goal isn't just fame, but fulfillment. She is building a legacy not based on the singular monumental success of her parents, but on a diverse portfolio of passions. She's proving that a legacy can be a rich tapestry woven from many different threads, each one a genuine piece of who she is." Living in the shadow of two famous parents is incredibly complex, and for Arissa, navigating her family relationships in public has been a delicate balance. Her journey is defined as much by the support she's gotten as it is by her efforts to step away from the names that gave her a platform. Her relationship with her mother, Kelly LeBrock, is one of deep support and respect. Kelly was the architect of Arissa's protected childhood and has remained her biggest cheerleader. Their bond was clear on Growing Up Supermodel, where Kelly appeared to offer guidance. Arissa frequently credits her mother for her resilience. On Mother's Day in 2018, Arissa posted a tribute on Instagram, writing, "I'm not sure what planet you're from, but I'm sure glad you're my mom. I love you. Thanks for raising me right and always being there." Her relationship with her father, Steven Seagal, appears more complicated. While Kelly was an active participant in Arissa's reality show, Seagal's reaction was reportedly the opposite. Arissa revealed that her father had called her decision to star on the reality show a mistake. This comment offers a rare glimpse into the potential friction between a daughter choosing a modern path to fame and a father from the old-school world of blockbuster movies. During her time on the show, she spoke about the relationship, or lack thereof, with her dad, signaling that her journey was about establishing her own identity. Ultimately, Arissa's story isn't one of rejecting her parents, but of refusing to be defined by them. She has embraced her mother's supportive legacy while respectfully carving out a space that is entirely her own. From a childhood spent away from the spotlight on a California ranch to the bright lights of the runway and the wrestling ring, Arissa LeBrock's life has been a masterclass in forging your own identity. Born to an action hero and a supermodel, she could have easily coasted on her family's fame. Instead, she chose the harder path, the path of authenticity. She chose to wait tables while chasing auditions, determined to be seen for her talent, not her last name. She chose to challenge the fashion industry's narrow beauty standards, becoming a powerful advocate for body positivity. And when faced with a major injury that could have ended her career, she didn't retreat. She rebuilt herself from the ground up, trading a life of comfort for the sweat and sacrifice of the wrestling mat. Her story is a powerful answer to whether a famous name is a blessing or a curse. For Arissa, it was clearly both. The name opened doors, but it also created immense pressure to prove herself at every turn. She didn't run from that challenge. She embraced it, using the grit from her unique upbringing to build a legacy that is unequivocally hers. She is no longer just Steven Seagal's daughter or Kelly LeBrock's daughter. She is Arissa LeBrock, a model, a fighter, an entrepreneur, and a testament to the power of unwavering resilience. What did you find most inspiring about Arissa LeBrock's journey? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story of transformation, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the lives of fascinating people who broke the mold. Thanks for watching.